USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Learn more and get a quote at usaa.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Heyday. Feeling stressed? Take a moment for yourself with Heyday. Stroll through rows of golden wheat, tend to cute barnyard animals, and discover the joys of a digital farm retreat. You don't have to hop in a car or catch a plane. Escape to the farm at the tap of a finger. With Heyday, you're not just tending to a farm, you're tending to yourself. Heyday. Search Heyday, that's Hay space DAY, in your favorite app store. Heyday is a free-to-play mobile game and offers optional in-app purchases and random rewards.
Hi, this is Jakey from Cyrha, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious Podcast.
1, 2, 3, 4. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Take a breather. Thank you. Good. How are you?
I am fine. I'm fine. A little bit much to do at the moment, to be honest. But I should not complain.
Band stuff, you mean? So it's getting busy.
It's getting busy with a lot of things. I am finalizing music for Cyrha because, we're releasing. I'm probably going to get into that in the interview, but we're releasing singles now every 6 weeks, and we write them as we go. And next week, I'm going to Hollywood to record or to shoot my first movie. And then I'm home for 2 weeks, and then I'm going out on tour with Justin Timberlake. So I'm all over the place.
What kind of movie are you shooting?
I'm shooting my first international movie. It's a movie called Ian Blade. It's me and Doug Jones, very very famous actor, among others. So it's gonna be an crazy thing to do. It's exciting.
You've never done anything like that before?
And not anything in the U.S.
Nice. That'll be exciting. How long does something like that take? 6 weeks?
Actually, my shooting days are only 2.5 weeks. So it goes pretty well, or pretty fast. John Allen Soares is the guy making the movie. It's fantastic. So yeah, it's going to be great. So it's a movie in a series of movies. So this is I think the third movie in the series, and I'm a new character that comes in. So it's going to be exciting.
Good for you. Anyway, We're here to talk about Cyrha, I guess. So let's talk about that new business model you were talking about. That's the way the music business has sort of gone, right? Like to release the single every 6 weeks or whatever. How does that change your writing process? Because you're not sitting down to write a whole record, right?
It's first of all, I will say this, that in one way I'm sad about the fact that the business is going towards another direction, but at the same time, I'm also happy about it because I'm one of these guys that used to love to go to the record store and check through the new albums, and I have bought so many albums throughout the years just because of the cover. Yeah. I mean, you look at a cover 100%. And you're like, it looks like a good, good album. And then you come home and for some reason, for example, I never bought Riot albums in the store because they had the worst covers.
The owls?
Riot.
Yeah, didn't they have the owls on the front cover?
Yeah, they had this really bad artworks. But I love Riot. Riot. But I first started to listen to them when I got them on a cassette that my uncles gave me. This is awesome. And then I checked out the albums. Oh, what the fuck? This crap.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I just think there's so much missing from the record. The actual physical copy, right? That whole sitting down and listening to it top to bottom and experiencing. And I know the business has changed and you got to make money and, that's what the fans want. But I do miss that quite a bit.
Yeah, totally. And that's where I'm going because back in the days when you and me were young, we bought an album, we sat down, we set time aside. Today I'm going to listen to this album.
Read the
And you could,
lyrics and credits and
yeah,
everything.
yeah, you read like the, who are they thanking, and where was it recorded, and checked if there were any credits from other songwriters or pictures and blah blah blah. But you put like 2 hours aside. You put your headphones on and you sat down and you really listen to the music.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I mean, like 25-year-olds today, they don't have that. I mean, they put on a playlist on their way to work, or they put on a playlist at work, and it's they don't have any favorite artists. They didn't grow up with pictures of their favorite quote unquote rock stars on their
Taped
walls.
on the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like we did, and so that is also the reason why the album hasn't survived, because you can take any band on Spotify or any streaming services where, like, Iron Maiden releases a new album. The first 3 to 5 songs have streams, but the last song, in comparison to the first one, we're talking about maybe 4 to 5% of the streams, because people are not listening through it. They listen to the singles. They listen what is given them. Like, here's a new, like the pop-ups, the thing that people are paying for.
And maybe I'm only like 30 seconds of that. Attention spans suck.
That is, yeah, exactly. The attention, we should not talk about. I'm just going to get my cap because I get sun in my eyes. The attention span these days of young people. I mean, I've heard something about that. The TikTok generation, 15 seconds. It's like songs that are released on TikTok for the younger audience. They are like a short verse, chorus, and then it ends.
Yeah.
So, but the new business model for me, I actually like it when it comes to like producing music, because when you're writing a whole album, you need to put time aside, and you need to be super creative, and you need to think about, like, how will this song work with the next one? Like, will they, like, it goes from this key into this key, and you were always building, like, it's almost like, it's almost like a movie. Like, you have to start, the middle, the turnaround, and but nowadays, I mean, like, I write a song, I sent it to the other guys, they are recording their stuff, we're mixing it, and then we're sending it to the label. And then we could also look at the numbers a little bit. Like, did people like this? Did they not like it? Of course, we always write songs for ourselves, but you have a measurement stick. So, like, if something went completely the wrong way, you could think about, okay, maybe we should, try a little bit of that or a little bit of that instead. But another thing is also that, everything nowadays is about numbers. Bookers look at numbers. Festivals looks at numbers. Blah, 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 blah. So if you release singles all the way till the actual album is dropped, which is now like a compilation of singles, on release day, it will have X million streams because of everyone has been listening to the singles, which is then tricking people into thinking that it's been like, oh, this is great. But unfortunately, that's the way the business is working these days.
So the whole art of sequencing, then, does that just go out the window if you're saying it's like a compilation of singles?
Hilton brings you new ways to stay, with experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
I don't really understand what you mean, but
So like when you put the record together, right? You order those songs so they create like moods and ebbs and flows and that kind of
yeah,
thing,
you
right?
mean you mean like that? I to be honest, I think that era has passed. I mean, like Iron Maiden will still, they will never abandon that thing, obviously, but for newer modern bands, I mean, like if you would listen to an I Prevail album or Memphis Mayfire, I bet you that they have had zero thought about like how will this song turn into the next one,
Right.
because like you don't have to do that because people don't listen to any of your songs in any particular order that you have pre-decided for anyone.
Right. Fair enough. So let's talk about the song then. Skin from Bones. Where did the rap portion come in? How did that get into the mix? It's great, by the way, but unexpected, and it took me
Yeah,
by surprise.
it's totally unexpected, but here's the thing. I did it on when I recorded the demo, I made it as just a funny joke for Oige when I sent it to him, because Oige, the guitar player, is also mixing it. So I just sent the bounce to him, and it was like hee hee, and he was actually the one that said, fuck everyone. If people don't like this, let's do it. We've never done anything like this. We will probably never do it again. But like this is also the thing with singles, because you could do a little bit whatever you want. And we knew that some people are probably going to be opinionated about it, but to be honest, no one hasn't, like, there has been like a few comments here and there, but I don't care, because like we just did it for a fun thing. And it's also a way to like show what I can do, like that I could have a variation in my singing, so there wasn't much thought about it. We just did it because, like, and I love rap. I love Eminem, and I love a lot of these old gangster '90s rap, like Ice Cube, and yeah,
Public Enemy, right?
Um, I am not like a bone hard metalhead. I just like a good song is a good song. It doesn't matter if it's Ed Sheeran or if it's Slayer for me. So I listen to a lot of different things, and that inspires me. So yeah, the rap part was just like something that it was Oige's fault. I can say that that it ended up on the song.
No, I like it and it works, but like I said, I was completely not expecting that when I sat down to prep for this.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. When I think this song, when I went back and listened to a little bit of other stuff, this song seems a bit heavier, right? Skin from Bones is maybe a bit heavier. Was that was that an intentional thing, or just kind of like a natural progression?
Actually, we got some brand new guitars from our endorsers, ESP, a while back, and they were 7-string, and they were meant for really low tuning, and we were just like, yeah, we've been doing this. Why don't we follow along a little bit, because like the new style of metal, especially the American one, is heavily down tuned, like the F sharp. So right. We were just like, yeah, we're gonna try that, and like get a heavier sound, and so that what came out of in Skin from Bones. The next single is following along in the same vein. And I think that the next single that we're releasing now in a week is probably one of the best songs that we've ever done. Oh, wow. It's fantastic. Yeah, I'm so proud of it. I'm usually not anyone that like is petting my own back, telling me how good I am, but this particular song is I'm really proud of it.
Okay. So listening to Skin and Bones again, because that's what we're kind of referring to a lot here. You have I think there's like themes of resilience and self-discovery and healing, right? Is there something you want your fans to take away from after listening to that song?
So here's the thing with Cyrha in general. When Cyrha started, it was me and Jesper, as everyone knows, have gone through a lot of shit throughout his career and his life, and been battling a lot with depression and social anxiety and a lot of bad things. So the whole first album, which is called Letters to Myself, is me interviewing him about it, like how he felt and what he's been going through. And I haven't had the easiest life myself, so now the second album was a little bit more reflective out of I was talking a little bit more about like the whole world and a little bit not political, but an overview of about like how I view the world. um but now in the what is going to be the fourth album, I've gone into myself a lot, and also coming back a little bit because Jesper has been having those down periods again. So I'm seeing a lot of that, and I also see the world. There's so many people that are in a really bad place. But I am always, when I'm writing those lyrics about depressive stuff, I'm always trying to like show a glimpse of hope, and that there's always like continue to fight, because it's going to be worth it. I wrote this song "Battle from Within" on our second album, which is about my brother that committed suicide, and that is one of the reasons why I'm always trying to highlight that for people, that it doesn't matter how hard it feels for you today, because like if you continue, there is a light at the end of the tunnel in a positive way, not that light that everyone else is talking about.
How hard is it to revisit songs with that deep a meaning on stage? Does it affect you? Are you brought back right to that moment again, or is it?
Yeah, the "Battle from Within" song. I always cry on stage. Like it's a very emotional song for me, but it's also emotional in another way, because like that song has proven to actually save lives, and that was my intention, or not my intention, but I hoped that I could reach people that felt this way, but that could see the video and listen to the lyrics and decide not to take that route. And I've gotten a lot of emails from people, thanking me for like, you saved me, and that is worth
That's heavy,
everything.
though, right?
It's really heavy. And I try to connect with those people, and like always say that whenever you could always reach out to me, and I will always be here to listen to you, because you only have one life. At least that's my opinion. So.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. Wow. What's the plan to take this on the road? I know you said you're busy with filming and Justin Timberlake and all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah. No, so we've been working really, really hard. Unfortunately, our third album that came right after the pandemic, unfortunately, passed like a Concorde over everyone's head. So Cyrha right now is in some kind of a restart. I mean, we're celebrating 10 years. Is it this year or next year? So we're aiming to come out and tour as much we can when the new album is coming. And we don't know if the album is going to be released later this year or in the beginning of 26. But there will be tours in the fall that we're working on right now. We've been working really, really hard to get back to the US, and the fans have been amazing. We got donations to get our visas done. But due to other things that has happened in the political systems, I'm not going to mention any names, but have made it even harder. So we have had to postpone a lot of things that we've.
Gotcha. And if fans want to find you guys,
what?
If fans want to find you guys, how do they do so?
You go to Cyrha.com, or you go to Cyrha Official on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, or whatever. So Cyrha Official, I think it's usually Cyrha_, but on Cyrha.com you could always find the necessary links.
Okay. So we've got 5 minutes, and I know we talked about short stuff that you guys do. I always do these really ridiculous questions that have nothing to do with music that do really well for the TikTok generation. Are you game for just a couple?
Totally, and I have more than 5 minutes. So
I've got an onslaught here in the next 10 minutes or so. So Curtis booked me up pretty good today. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes.
It has to be, right?
Yes.
I think anything between two buns or two pieces of bread has to be a sandwich.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Is cereal a soup?
Yes, because you eat it with a spoon.
Yes, ma'am, we're on the same page. You should see how many people say absolutely not to both. All right, name 3 gifts the Tooth Fairy should bring other than money.
Car keys, Walmart Walmart, what is it called? Gift cards.
Oh yeah.
And car keys, Walmart gift cards, and socks.
And socks, nice. Let's see. Are these okay? Are you fine with these?
Yes.
All right, let's see. Sorry, bear with me one more second. All right, how about this one? How old was Mozart when he wrote his first symphony?
14.
Wow. You're right on the money, huh?
Yeah.
Did you just wildly guess that, or did you know it?
No, I knew it.
Let's see. Sorry, I wasn't. Let's see. Name someone whose job it is to help people make difficult decisions.
My wife.
Nice. And then lastly, let's see what I got here. If you were stranded on a desert island, could only take 3 records for the rest of your life, assuming you had a solar-powered player, what would they be?
It would be Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1, Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 2, and Heroin Diaries.
Really?
Yeah.
Excellent. I think for me, I'm probably a little bit older than you, but it would be Diary of a Madman.
That's a good.
I could
that's
not
a good
live
album.
without that. Probably Queensrÿche. What's Operation Mindcrime, the first one?
Yeah.
And then maybe Kill 'Em All or Ride the Lightning.
Yeah, Kill 'Em All. I could Kill 'Em All. I could. The reason why I chose these was because I've been listening to them so many times. Even the Keeper albums I had to rebuy because I broke them because I played them too many times.
Right.
And I know that I could stand them. I know that I will never get tired of them.
Good for you. And then lastly, what 3 things could you purchase at the cashier or at the store that would make the cashier the most embarrassed? Or the most uncomfortable?
The most embarrassed.
Or uncomfortable, either one.
Cucumber, condoms, and some kind of lotion.
Fair enough. Jake, I hope that wasn't too bad. I know I went down a rabbit hole, but people love those stupid little things.
That was fantastic. I love it. You have the same kind of humor as I do.
Yeah, I just like to make people laugh. I hope that wasn't too bad. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, did I say it correctly?
You were 100% on spot. Spot on, yes.
Fantastic.
I know I meandered, but I just like to talk, so.
Yeah, I love to talk.
So cool. I appreciate you.
And for the TikTokers, say hi to the cat.
There you go. All right, man. Be safe on the road and be safe in Hollywood.
Yeah, and have a great evening.
We'll see you, my friend.
Awesome. Bye-bye.